Hey there. Ever have one of those days where you feel off? Like your brain just isn't firing on all cylinders? Well, it turns out there are these sneaky, hidden habits that might be behind it all. Today, we're going to dive into what's really sabotaging your mental performance. And here's a hint. It has less to do with what you know and everything to do with the small choices you make every single day.
So, let's just get this one out of the way first. Is your IQ something you're just stuck with? You know, the idea that you're born with a certain amount of smarts and that's the end of the story? Most of us grew up believing that. But guess what? The science tells a completely different story. That whole idea of a fixed, unchangeable intelligence, yeah, that's pretty much a myth.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? We're not talking about your diploma or if you can use fancy words. Nope, your real intellectual horsepower comes down to your thinking patterns. Think about it. Are you flexible? Are you curious? Or have you kind of gotten stuck in your ways? That's the real game changer.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because this isn't just some feel-good idea. Your daily habits are literally, and I mean literally, rewiring the physical structure of your brain. Every little choice, every scroll, every decision, it's all reinforcing certain neural pathways, for better or for worse. So the brain you'll have tomorrow, it's being built by what you're doing right now.
Okay, so let's dive in. This first section is all about a really powerful and honestly liberating idea. You are the architect of your own intelligence. You have way more control over how sharp your mind is than you've probably ever been led to believe.
Yeah, forget about those old-school IQ scores. Your brain's real power, your actual mental edge, shows up in these 5 areas every single day. We're about to break down how the stuff you read and watch, how much you sleep, whether you take ownership of your life, how well you protect your focus, and the challenges you're willing to take on. These are the things that truly define how smart you are.
All right, now let's talk about the bad guys, the enemies of deep thought. In this next part, we're going to dissect 2 super common habits that basically trap us in a cycle of shallow thinking and stop our minds from ever really reaching their full potential.
First up is a big one, passive consumption. You can think of it like mental junk food, right? It's that endless, mindless scrolling through your feeds, just absorbing headlines and hot takes without a single critical thought. You're just letting all this information wash over you instead of, actually engaging with it.
So what's the engine driving this habit? It's something called confirmation bias. Basically, our brains just love to hear things they already believe. It's comfortable, it feels safe. But here's the trap. When that's all you look for, your mind just becomes an echo chamber. You stop learning, you stop growing, and your thinking gets really, really rigid. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. The draining habit is accepting simple slogans instead of digging into the nuance. It's looking for people to agree with you just to feel validated. The intelligent alternative? Become a pattern hunter. Constantly ask why and seek to actually understand other viewpoints, even and especially when it's uncomfortable.
And the second cognitive saboteur is something we're all guilty of: avoiding mental effort. It's that natural human tendency to take the easy way out, right? We go for the quick fix, the simple answer, the task that doesn't really ask much of our brains.
But here's the thing. Your brain is a muscle, and you can't get stronger by only lifting the tiny 1-pound weights, right? It's the exact same idea here. Skipping that difficult book or putting off learning that new skill, that's like choosing to never challenge your brain. Real intelligence gets forged in the fire of discomfort. It happens when you intentionally engage in what you could call a burst of thinking.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. We've talked about how we process information from the outside world. Now, let's turn the focus inward. Let's look at the mindsets that are sabotaging us from the inside out.
Habit number 3. Oh man, this is one we've all seen, and hey, let's be honest, we've probably all done it too. It's the blame game. That instant knee-jerk reaction to point the finger at anyone or anything else when something goes wrong.
There's a psychological term for this. It's called an external locus of control. And all that really means is you believe life happens to you instead of because of you. It's a total victim mindset. And when you think that way, you're basically giving away all your power. You kill your own sense of agency, and you just stop growing. Period.
Okay, next up is a habit our culture seems to think is cool, which is just crazy, and that's chronic sleep neglect. You know, bragging about running on 4 hours of sleep? That's not a badge of honor, people. It's basically a confession that you're committing cognitive self-sabotage.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It is night and day. A brain that's gotten enough sleep is your absolute best tool. But after just one bad night, your brain functions as if you're drunk. Seriously, Your memory is shot, your attention span is wrecked. This is exactly why the sharpest people out there guard their sleep like it's treasure.
All right, now we're getting into the modern-day battlefield for our brains. This final section is all about a uniquely 21st century problem, the digital brain drain.
And the habit is this: uncontrolled digital input. We're talking about the endless doom scrolling, the notifications that never stop popping up. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose of information that is always on. And let's be real, our brains were just not built to handle this kind of constant assault. And all this constant stimulation is destroying a really crucial skill: cognitive patience. That's simply the ability to sit with a difficult problem or a complex idea without needing an instant reward. See, every time you scroll, every notification you get, it's a little hit of dopamine. It trains your brain to crave constant distraction. And that makes the deep, focused work that's required for real intelligence, well, it makes it almost impossible.
Okay, so we've laid out all the problems. Now, let's talk solutions. This last section is all about how you can take back control and start to actively rewire your brain for clarity and focus.
And this quote right here, this is the secret sauce. We're obsessed with adding things to our lives to get better, right? A new productivity app, another goal on the list. But real, lasting growth, it often starts with subtraction. It begins the moment you decide to get rid of the things that are draining your mental energy.
So here's your game plan. It's just 3 simple steps. Step 1, you gotta be brutally honest with yourself. Which of these habits we've talked about really hit home for you? Step 2, identify just one of them. Don't try to fix everything at once, just pick one specific behavior. And then step 3, subtract it. Consciously remove that draining habit and just give your brain some space to heal and build new, better pathways.
Look, this isn't about becoming some kind of super genius overnight. It's about respecting the incredible mind you already have and using it to its full potential. It's time to stop letting your habits run the show. It's time to consciously rewire your brain for clarity instead of all this chaos.
And that brings us to the only question that really matters right now. Take a look at these 5 saboteurs again: passive consumption, avoiding hard things, the blame game, neglecting sleep, and that digital brain drain. Which one are you going to subtract first, starting today? The power is completely in your hands.